Hi, everybody. Welcome to our Digital Dreamers team call. Today is February 16th, 2016. Oh, it's like the first time I said that. I'm super excited for our call tonight. One of Emily's awesome rockstar coaches, Denise, is going to be sharing her wisdom with us and what she does, how she got started, and all that. So I will just pass it over right to them and kick it off. So take it away, girls.
All right, thanks, Paulina. So I just wanted to give some quick background on Denise. She and I went to high school together. I don't think we ever actually officially met in high school. Funny story, I definitely remember you from chorus, though, because I remember you doing solos and being super awesome, being like, man, she's cool. I was a pitiful little freshman, so I definitely remember her from high school, but I don't think we ever actually met, so it's really exciting that, years later we're able to connect via Facebook. So now I just kind of want to do a really informal question and answer with Denise, sort of get to the point where you guys understand where she's coming from and her background, and then we can get into specific questions, why everybody's here, how it is that she recruits coaches, how it is that, she found 5 people in a month to sign up, which is awesome because I haven't done that. So I'm super excited to learn about that and get some tips and implement some stuff. So why don't we just start with, tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do for fun, what you're passionate about, what you do for work, your life. Just tell us about you.
I'm a full-time nanny during the day, but at night I'm a personal trainer and also nutritionist. And, I've been doing that for over 5 years now. It's great because during the day when I'm nannying, when the kids are sleeping, I have a bunch of time that I get to relax and kind of do a lot of lesson plans for personal training. And I love being able to help people with personal training and doing all those aspects of it. I feel like that everybody should have a healthy life in some way or another, whether it's just going out and doing something, taking a walk, doing anything. So that's how I kind of got into it. I was not always a healthy person, and I think that's really why I kind of strive with trying to get more people into doing it. I've been a nanny for over 10 years now. I've been a nanny for a very long time, switching families and everything.
So would you say that the nannying thing is more your full-time job that pays the bills kind of thing, and then the thing that you're really passionate about is health and fitness and nutrition? And
Yes, pretty much, yeah.
Okay. So kind of just keeping on. What was your first experience with Beachbody? It doesn't have to be anything related to me, just first time you heard about Beachbody, first time you heard about Shakeology, anything like that.
The first time I heard about it was one of my best friends. She has a hard time losing weight. And she was telling me about Shakeology and how it really helped her. And especially being that it's my best friend, I really wanted to look into it to make sure that it was healthy and the workouts were good, to make sure that she was really getting something good. So I looked into it. I did a lot of research on it. And that's when I started looking into it more. And then I happened to see your post about it. And, I always saw your posts and everything like that. But, it wasn't the right time to really look into it or do anything. So when she told me about it, I knew I had to look into it. And that's when I got a hold of you.
Awesome. So just kind of going back to that, because you do have the background in nutrition and personal training, you started because you were interested to see where the coaching opportunity could take you, but kind of just taking a step back, what is it that, as someone that is a professional in this field, what is your takeaway on the 21-day fix? Is it something that's accessible to a broad audience? Is it something that you could share with people and know that you're sharing quality products? Sort of what's your review on?
My review on it, I have to say, was something that was truly awesome for certain people. especially people that don't have that much money, when they see how much money it is, yes, overall in one full month, it looks like a lot of money, but it's really not. To pay for a nutritionist and to pay for a personal trainer, now that's a lot of money. You're going so many times to the gym, you're doing these things, now you're trying to get up and actually go. To have, you know, a DVD that is the way that it is and it has everything implemented in there. I mean, the workouts that they have, it really does work a lot of your muscles and everything. I absolutely love it. In a lot of my workouts that I've done for my clients actually has a lot of those moves in those DVDs. And then the nutrition part about it, I mean, I went to school for so many years for it, and the nutrition plan is pretty much exactly the way that you would see with this. So, and it's kind of dummy proof. I mean, you have a whole list of what you can and can't eat, and they give you these cute little containers. And it really helps a lot of people. I know when a person comes into my office and asks me about nutrition, I can tell them, okay, well, you know, for, you know, carbs, you can only have this amount, then this amount. And it's very hard for certain people to understand what amount is really true. So to have these containers, it's kind of like, hey, you fit it in this, you do this, you do this. And it's really easy for people to follow. So to have a nutrition plan and workout plan, it's exactly what I was doing already, just in a simpler form for people.
Yeah, I love that, because at least from my personal experience, people could tell me, oh, you could have a cup of carbs a day, but it was very hard to visualize. Like, and I'm not going to take out as much as I love my containers, I'm not going to actually take out a cup and measure it out, which is nuts because, you know, I love my little containers. I still use them.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. I'm so glad that we're providing. I mean, I know it's an amazing resource because I've used it and achieved amazing results in so many of my challengers. And the coaches on this call wouldn't be coaches if they didn't believe in the product and the product didn't help them in some way, shape, or form. So it's also really nice to see that this is something that we can give to a broad audience, is accessible to maybe somebody that doesn't have the money to drop on a personal trainer, on a nutritionist, and on a gym membership on top of all that. So you kind of already hinted at this, and that, you know, you had Abby is the one who had started drinking Shakeology, and that's how you had first heard about it, and you looked into it, and you kind of simultaneously seen my posts. But what is it that actually led you to reach out and give this opportunity a try?
Well, I like to try things before my clients do, because I don't like my clients to change different things if things aren't going to work. So I always like to try it on me first. And I mean, there is so many other people that were posting about Shakeology and stuff like that. And when I saw your post, it wasn't just about the losing weight and making money and all of that aspects. The way that your post was shown was that it was more of a personal aspect, and it was more of a, you know, family type of feel of it. And that's the whole reason why I got into, you know, personal training and nutrition, was to help other people and to make them become my family and in my group and in my team. And that's exactly what I got out of your post. So to see that included with Shakeology, and then this amazing meal plan and this amazing workout, that's really what got me to do it.
That's awesome. So it's safe to say that you do have more than one Beachbody coach that's on your friends list.
Oh, yeah.
And so, you know, it just shows, at least my takeaway from that is how important it is to inject yourself and your personal story and team culture, and not just make it about, hey, I made $500 this week, or hey, I lost 2 pounds this week. It's really about injecting yourself in the post. So that was a great takeaway I got from that. Thank you. So, all right, now let's actually get to, I figure we kind of, you know, did the background, what got you signed up in all this craziness and joining this awesome team. But the reason that people are here is they want to know how you signed up 5 coaches in a month. So I guess just let's talk about quickly, when you're creating a list of people that you think might benefit from this opportunity, or people that you think you would just like to work with, you'd like to have on your team, how do you go about identifying those people?
The way that I really go about it is looking at their pictures. And, you know, a lot of my friends I knew ahead of time. So I was able to see what they were looking for, what they were doing. But I want to look for people who have workout, you know, pictures on, or have in the gym, or anything motivational, or trying to eat right. Even if they're not working out, but they're trying to eat right. Either one. Those are the type of people that I'm trying to go for, because what happens is that if you go for those people, those are the ones who are really going to give you that feedback that you want. If you try to go for somebody that just posted hamburger, you know, from McDonald's, and eating it and loving it, 90% of the time, you're not going to get that person right away. I'm not saying don't give up. I'm just saying that that's going to be somebody who is going to probably sign up if you convince them. And then they're not going to follow through with it because they still love that hamburger. They need to do that on their own. They need to be like, okay, I'm ready to do this. So if you're going after the people that are already working out, already trying to eat good, but not getting it good, or 90% of the time, the people are not, the people are not doing it correctly, or are trying a bunch of different ways to get to the point to where they want to go. So if that's happening, it's going to be a little bit easier for you to kind of come back into that and get them and be like, listen, this is something amazing. Just try it. If you don't like it, that's fine, but try it, because I know you will love it. And those are the type of people that are really going to succeed with it. So that's really what it is.
That's awesome. That for me, when we were talking earlier today, was a huge takeaway for me, because sometimes I tend to shy away from contacting those people just because I think they already are doing what they're doing and maybe they're happy with it, so I'm not going to bother messaging them. But I think that was a really good point, that, you know, we shouldn't shy away from talking about them, because maybe they are more willing to take the opportunity, whereas somebody who maybe is, you know, on the heavier side, who's loving that McDonald's cheeseburger, is just not going to take the opportunity right now that we have for them. So that was a huge takeaway for me, and that was definitely something that I'm going to start focusing a little more on, because maybe it's an area that I haven't explored that I should have. So, I mean, I've been doing this for over a year, and I'm still learning stuff, and it's awesome that one of my new coaches is teaching me new things. So I love it. So now let's go into, you've identified some people that you want to reach out to. How do you reach out to those people?
There's a couple of different ways that I do it. The people that I already know, that I'm already friends with, I already know what they're looking for, whether it's losing weight, whether it's, you know, just the workout aspect or just the eating aspect. So those are the type of people that I kind of message and I say, hey, I know that you talked to me prior about this, about wanting to lose weight or anything along those lines. And I talk to them about their history, what they were doing. And then I say, well, I just started this. I really like it. It was something that really helped for me because of A, B, and C. And it happened to be those things that they wanted. And then I tell them, look it up, see what you want to do with it. Tell me what you think of it. And then I'll also send them reviews on it, or I'll send them a video on it, because what that does is 90% of the time people are going to be lazy and they're not really going to look at it. They're going to either be like, okay, yeah. But if you send it to them, they're going to open it. So in the first couple of seconds, if they see something they're liking, they're going to jump with it. If it's something that they're not really looking into, where they're kind of iffy about, that's somebody that you're definitely still going to get. Because if they're going to look at it, that means that they're looking, they're interested. People that I don't know anything about yet, that their goals are, I message them and I say, hey, I just wanted to let you know what you're doing is amazing because you're really looking good and everything like that. I started this new program and I wasn't sure, where your aspects were, where your goals were. Like, what are you trying to do? Because I'm looking for something as along those lines. And then I find out from them. So I want to give them a compliment because they are working out. They are eating right. So you don't want to be like, oh, hey, I have something amazing for you. Because then they're going to be like, all right, well, then what I'm doing is horrible and I guess I don't look good. You don't want to do that. You want to make them feel good about themselves, but at the same time be like, well, this also is truly amazing. Why don't you try it? Why don't you look at the reviews? And then you tell them what it did for you and your reviews on it, not just other people's. And then they're going to look at it because, let's be honest, I'm not even going to say 90% of people. I'm going to say 99% people to 100% people don't like their body for one thing. There's one thing on every single person's body that they would love to change. Everybody. So they're going to try different things to change that one thing. And it's just a happened thing. I mean, I have people coming into my office who are completely beautiful. Their bodies are amazing, but in their head, they have one thing that they would love to change, and they try everything. They really do. So I always try to give a compliment and then try to get what their goals are and then tell them about me and what I'm doing.
I love that, because I don't know if you've actually even heard about this, but there's this whole form thing that we're supposed to do where you meet people and you compliment them and you learn about them and you learn about their goals, and it leads them into creating a relationship with you, so that when you become a coach, and you're already doing it and you don't even know you're doing it, so it's awesome. So that is absolutely fantastic. So now, based on that, I'm assuming you don't send out form messages, you don't go through your friends list, you don't send out 20 invites to random strangers. You really just get down to the nitty gritty, go through people's pages, learn about them, message them, compliment them, really get to know the person so that you can make an honest suggestion for them.
Yeah. And I never want to try to be too pushy. You could always let them know and then give them a little bit and then always come back to them. As long as you're coming back to them, it's kind of also showing them that you do care about their goals and about them. But if you're the type of person that you're going to be like, oh, sign up now. And if they're telling you, well, I don't get my paycheck until next week, you're like, well, sign up now, do it now. They're going to get scared away because they're going to think it's a scam or anything along those lines. They need to take this push. It's a great, healthy way that most people want anyway. So you need to let them take that push. You can always call them back. You can always message them back. So,
yeah, I love that. I mean, we talked about this earlier today, but I reached out to Paulina about the 21-day fix. I was unhappy with my body. I was unhappy with where I was with my weight, and so I reached out to her. Had she just sent me a form message of, hey, I've got this challenge group coming up, and I think you should be in it, I would have been like, oh, she thinks I'm fat. And like that's not something we ever want to do to people. We don't ever want to put someone down or shame them into being in our challenge groups. It needs to come from them. It needs to be something that they choose to do. Otherwise, they're not going to be successful. They're going to have a bad experience with the 21-day fix, with Shakeology, with Beachbody, with network marketing on the whole. And that's obviously not an experience we want to give people. So we want to make sure that people are having the best experience. And I think you're going about it in a super awesome way. So anything specific you're doing or saying? So why don't you present the opportunity of, hey, I've got this program and I think it would go well with what you're currently doing. Is there anything specific that you're doing to convince the person to sign up as a coach instead of as a challenger? Anything about the way you're presenting the opportunity?
There are like two ways that I do actually do that. Is one of the ways obviously I tell them if they sign up as a coach, you are saving money in that aspect because you know that everybody wants to save money no matter what. So I do mention that. But a big thing that I do is I give them compliments. If it's somebody who I know is striving for stuff or is, posting about their workouts or is really active into certain things, I tell them, listen, I think you'd be an amazing coach. I think you would do amazing at this. How could you not want to do this? If you don't do amazing, at least you're still trying to do good for everybody else. And in that aspect, everybody kind of wants to show everybody that they're doing good. And everybody wants to kind of help other people because it's going to make them feel good and it's really going to pump themselves up. So if you're giving them so many compliments about how they can help all these other people and how they could really do good and how you think that they're going to do amazing things and go really far, you know, they're really going to believe it if you believe it, and just let them know that you want to show it to them. And it really does pump up people. I mean, it sounds really corny, but it really does help a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, you signed up 5 coaches in a month, so who am I to say that it doesn't work? You know? No, I think you've done an amazing job with sharing the opportunity. And I know one of the other things is some of the people might want to know. So you're not especially active on Facebook. It's not a platform you're super comfortable with. So you're just using it as research tools, right? You're just going in and looking at people's pictures and then messaging them, and you're having face-to-face conversations, you're having phone calls. How do you approach Beachbody coaching differently, because you're not really doing the things that, say, I'm doing? Like, I will put up a post that says, hey, I'm looking for 5 women to join me on the next group. So how are you approaching that sort of thing when you're not using Facebook as a way to get people's attention?
If I'm out in public, I know with my package, I got a bag, and it's the 21-day fix on my bag. And that's what I normally put I have a magic bullet because I like to blend wherever I can, and I'll have all my stuff in there. Now, a lot of the times, I'm not going to just put it in another bag or do anything like that. I'll make it known that I have that bag. Or if I have my shaker that says Shakeology on it, I'm going to make sure that the Shakeology is out and faced out towards people as I'm drinking it. Because if you are at the gym or even out anywhere and you're drinking your shake and it says Shakeology on it, most people are going to say, what are you drinking? What are you doing? Especially if you are following the workout and following the plan. Because if you're really following it, that means that you're going to feel good about yourself. Your body is going to feel good, and you're going to start really looking good. Because I know it works because I've been preaching this forever. It's exactly the same plans that they teach you in school. So if you're really doing this, you're going to really just kind of show an aura around you. That's how I feel, at least. And they're going to come up to you and they're going to ask you, what is that? What are you doing? Or there's a lot of people that already know about it and ask, how does it taste? How do you like it? And a lot of the times, I'll already have my shake with me, so I'll actually make a new one and I'll let them try it right then and there. And people ended up loving it because we all know it tastes amazing, which I'm a little surprised about, but it really does taste amazing. But
see, I didn't lie.
People are going to ask you about it if you have it presented on you. And if you love it, you're going to talk about it. And in the gym, the person next to you, if they're running and they happen to talk to you or something, mention it. Or if you're outside doing something, mention it. You're in the grocery store, mention it. And people will start talking back to you about it. It's all about interaction. And if you could talk to somebody, you'll really get that feedback.
I love it because you're like almost the exact opposite of me. When I first started, it's like I couldn't tell anybody. I would like take my Shakeology in a separate cup so you couldn't see it. Like I was super embarrassed that I was doing this thing because nothing else worked. And you're just like, I drink Shakeology and it's the shit. And here you have some, and it's awesome. So I figured at this point we've kind of touched base on how you're onboarding people, how you're looking for people, how it is that you're presenting the specific coaching opportunity instead of the challenger opportunity. So I figured we could open it up and see if anybody else has any questions, if anybody else wants to share any takeaways that they got from you. So let's go.
Well, first off, thank you. You're awesome. I'm so happy that you're part of our team. And great call, great information. I took tons of notes. I love it. I love how you just said, like, being real, sharing, what's working for you, caring about other people's interests, and obviously, like, getting to know them first and not trying to, like, push something on them. Not convincing people. That's so important because I think sometimes, like, we know how badly we want something for someone, but if they're not ready for that step and they're going to waste $140 to just order a challenge pack because you're, like, I need to hit Success Club and they need to order tonight, whatever, they're not going to get the results. They're not going to have the great experience, and they're not going to stick to it. They're not going to do it. So finding those people that actually, like you said, like, I never thought of that. Like, why am I not talking to people who already like to work out and who like to be healthy? Like,
right?
it's like
That blew
mind-blowing.
my mind when we were talking today. She and I were talking earlier, and I was like, oh God, why am I not doing this?
Right? And it's so true. Like, it's dummy proof. Like, it's laid out there for you. Like you said, like, you went to school for this, so you already learned all this. But here's, like, the tools we have to share with someone where they don't have to go spend a fortune on a trainer. No offense, because you are a trainer too. But, you know, spending a fortune on a trainer and, like, a, you know, special plan, or like ordering meals, like, made for you, stuff like that all adds up. And here we have something that's like $4 or $5 a day, and they get to keep everything. And the only thing they have to, like, renew, obviously, their Shakeology. But it's so, like, it's the complete package. What else? Praising people and complimenting them. People love hearing, like, you know, how awesome they are. You know, I think that's great, because when you boost somebody's confidence up, and like you said, when you believe it, they'll believe it. So when you're telling them how awesome they are and that they'll make a great coach and all this stuff, like, it's not that we're being fake about it, that you're being genuine. Like, you know that they actually have these interests and passions and stuff like that. But just, like, bringing it to their attention, like, I think that's so important, because people, you know, people don't, like, love themselves enough, or, like, remind themselves as often as they should, like, how cool and amazing they are. I think that's great that you're putting that first, you know? Okay, giving compliments, and the interaction, like, just talking to people in public, and not just, like, hiding behind the computer. Like, I'm an introvert by nature, so, like, I'm shy, especially, like, when I meet somebody. I'm not, like, super outgoing or anything, but it's so easy. Yeah, like, you wear a t-shirt that says Shakeology on it, like, someone might ask you what that is, you know? Having your shake in public. Giving people Shakeology, like, that's awesome. I just picture, like, Oprah, like, Shakeology for you, Shakeology for you. Like, out there in public, and that's awesome, because, you know, I don't know. I wouldn't know if I'd feel comfortable. As much as I love Shakeology, I've been drinking it for 3.5 years or more. You know, like, that I would never think of, like, here, try it. And you should do, like, shake and shares at your house. You'd get, like, you know, 1 million coaches signed up. But it's great. It's amazing how you haven't been, like, very active on social media, like, on your page, promoting it and talking about, like, what you're doing in your journey, but you're just developing those relationships kind of behind the scenes and in person. So I can only imagine, like, once you become more comfortable on social media, how much more of a rock star you'll be. So, girl, we need to talk on that. So one thing I guess I would ask is, as a trainer, like, do you feel like this is a way that you're kind of, like, losing out on business? Is it people that you've trained before that you're targeting, or these are just people, like, kind of outside of, like, your current area where you wouldn't have otherwise been able to help them? This is, like, a tool that you can use to help people that you can't personally train.
I've done it for both. I've done it for people that I told people that I'm training right at this moment, and then I've told people that I can't see because they're too far away or anything along those lines. I don't see it as that I'm going to lose business. If anything, I'm going to see it as that I'm going to gain business, because yes, you're still getting this, but at the same point, most people that want to work out, that get a trainer, it's more because they need that person there at the gym with them. It's not so much because they don't know what they're doing. Yes, you do get those people, but 90% of the time, my people are going to talk to me the entire time just because they really want to talk. I feel like a therapist more than I do a trainer. And if you can ask any trainer, and I could bet you $1 million that 90% of the trainers are going to say that they feel like a therapist and not so much as a trainer. But I feel like that it really does help, because now not only are my clients going to be coming to me either once a week, twice a week, or whatever it is, but now they're also doing it at home. Because being a trainer, I don't do it for the money. I don't do it for anything like that. And it's the same reason why I got into this. I do it because I love helping somebody. Do I want somebody to come and train with me for the rest of their life? No, I'm trying to get them into a healthy routine and trying to get them to better themselves and move forward. There are always going to be new people. There are younger generations that are coming in, and then the older generations go out. I will always get new people. That is like Shakeology. Never think that there are never going to be people out there. There are millions of people out there. It's just up to you to get them and to motivate them and to let them know that they're amazing and that they can do it. And then the next step is there. So I think it's just going to take me further is really what's going to be.
Preach, girl. That was awesome. Keep doing it. Keep getting people on board. That's awesome. And just supporting them and, running challenge groups. I'm sure Emily has talked to you about that and keeping them accountable. And yeah, it's great because it doesn't have to be someone who's local. You can help someone who's, thousands of miles away, like you guys. Like we don't all live anywhere near each other.
No.
And that's the community aspect of it, and just feeling a part of something. I think that's what people need. Like you said, people come to just talk to you because they just want to be heard. They want to be, listened to. They want to just, and that's what we do as coaches. Like we're providing them a space for creating that healthy routine and bettering themselves in the long run. It's not just 21 days and that's it. Like we're making a lifelong impact on someone. So we have to take it seriously and,
Yep.
Well, thank you. Anybody else have any questions or comments?
I think Christina had a question.
Yeah.
Hi. Awesome talk. Thank you so much. What you were saying about, Emily mentioning that you didn't do Facebook and that you're going out and talking to people and you're not just like posting, 50 people randomly a day. That's something that like I've struggled with a lot, is like how to reach out to people and talk to them and engage them without just, shooting a bunch of messages to people, even to friends. I've always felt a little uncomfortable just kind of sending a blank email, even if it's tailored to them. So thank you for kind of talking about that, because that's something that I'm kind of learning how to do, is to be less, just shoot messages out, and how can I engage people and get them on board that way, and something that I'm working on. But so for questions, I was curious, so you meet new people online by going through their posts, and so you start a conversation the way you described it. How do you leave that? Do you say, your program, and then here's what I've been doing, and you look great, and it's working, and here's what I've been doing, and it's also awesome, maybe consider giving it a try, and then do you say, let me know if you're interested? I mean, how do you get them to that next step?
Well, what ends up happening is that it's going to go off of the next thing that they say, whether you're going to have somebody who's going to say, you know what, I'm really not interested right now. And you say, okay, no problem, and then you could always post them later on, message them later on saying, hey, there's a great promotion going on. Just wondering if you were still, if you were looking into it or anything like that. Or sometimes you're going to get people saying, I don't know, they're going to give you questions about it. And a lot of the times you're going to have great answers with it, because I have to say, with just looking up Shakeology, I was able to look up a lot of answers and questions and all of those things. So, and I'm sure because you're working out and you look awesome doing it. Like, I know with me, I would have been on the floor already with the first workout. But I would definitely say that try to get them to be more inspired with it. Let them know that it's not just doing the money aspect, and it's not just working out aspect. It's going to be making them feel better, and just kind of keep talking to them about how good it feels and how about this. And 90% of the time, they're going to come at you with questions. They're going to let you know, okay, you know what? I think I do want to do this, or let me just have a week. They're going to tell you what they want to do with it. You're never going to have to be like, oh, do you want me to give you a week? Or are you ready? Do you want to do this? You're never going to have to ask that. They will always come back to you and be like, you know what, give me a week. My paycheck is coming in on Friday. I'll tell you there. Or can you give me some extra time? Can you give me some more information? After you say all of the things that I said in the beginning, they will come back at you with something else. They're never going to leave it blank, especially with your friends. And then you could let your friends know too. Just be like, listen, I'm doing it myself. It's not a scam. I'm feeling great about myself, and I wanted to let you know because I wanted other people to feel good. Especially with friends. Always let them know. They're never going to look at you weird. And if they do, it's all right.
Well, awesome. I have one more question. Do we have time, Paulina? Okay. I got a thumbs up from Emily. I was along the lines of what Paulina was asking you about losing out on business and stuff. So I have a similar question on how to approach people who are already in this business that like you have been. So like, for example, I really enjoy going to the gym, and I supplement a lot of my workouts with the 21-Day Fix and other programs and online. And I love the gym community, and there's so many good people there, but like Emily said, I'm like, oh, these people are already doing stuff. Like, I'm not gonna talk to these people. I'm like, oh yeah, duh. These are people we should be talking about. But the same for trainers. Like, I'm like, I don't want to talk to these people while we're in a group where there's a trainer working, because I don't want to like pull business away from them if these are potential clients for them. Like, I don't know. Do you have any insight on how to do that in a way that doesn't end up coming off that way?
Well, think about it this way. You're doing Shakeology, and yet you're still going to the gym and you're still doing all of those things. So you're doing exactly what you would be doing anyway. So 90% of the other people, if they're already at the gym and doing it, that means that they're going to continue to do that. They're not going to drop the gym. Most people who are at the gym every single day, they're very dedicated to that gym. They already have it in their mind. They already have it in their schedule. They're not going to drop it. For personal trainers, like I said, yes, there are some personal trainers that want the money out of it. But if they're already working with a trainer, then don't do it in front of the trainer. Do it in the locker room if you happen to meet up with that person or anything like that. Or, have your shaker out, whether it's filled with stuff or not, and put it on the counter as you're like getting your stuff and everything. If you're shy about saying it. But don't feel like that you are taking money away from a trainer. That is definitely not the case at all, because this has nothing to do with training at the gym or training in any other way. You know yourself because you're doing it. You love the gym and you're doing that as well as the 21-Day Fix. So if you have other people that you see all the time, they're going to continue doing what they're doing, as well as maybe adding the 21-Day Fix. So I would definitely say go for it. Don't worry about it. No trainer is ever going to get mad about somebody trying to do healthy about themselves, ever.
Thank
you. You're welcome. Of that, we had some super awesome questions, and you even asked some questions that I didn't even think to ask. So, does anybody else have any questions? Maybe? No? Everybody's good? Okay. With that, I just wanted to thank you so much for getting on the call, sharing your insight with us, sharing some super awesome knowledge, because I know I've got a few trainers and a few gym buffs that I will be messaging tomorrow. So thank you. And Paulina, do you want to snap a quick picture for us and send it to me? Because my phone, actually.
Of course. Hold on, let me do.
It's kind of a little thing. We take pictures at the end, and yay, it's a group.
Thank you again. Awesome call. Like I said, we need to chat, and you need to start making videos and being more open on social media, because I think that would help you blow it up even more. So okay, everybody say cheese. Awesome. Thank you again. This call is recorded, so if you want to share it with your coaches or your teammates, I will post it to YouTube and then send a link on the group page. Don't forget Team Cup this month. We're halfway through the month. There's still lots of time to help people. Like Denise said, there's millions of people who need help. So let's go out there and help them. Start conversations, start talking to people, start inviting. We're going to do, Christy's doing a happy hour sneak peek on Friday. So if you have anybody who's interested in the opportunity, maybe some challengers you want to invite to that, do it. You have nothing to lose by asking. So let's kick some butt. I will see you guys. I'm not sure when our next call is scheduled. I should know this. But it's in the group page, so look at the calendar. All right. Love you guys. Have a great night. Thank you again, Denise. You're awesome. And have a good one. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Have a good night, ladies.
Bye. Bye.